The diagnosis is N. The vitals are off the charts. But this is not a black and white case. It's a blue, red, and green, coated with a white crescent moon and an 8-pointed star genetic wonder. Azerbaijan's body has a pre-existing condition, an acute and curable case of abundance of energy. A body so overpowered, the skin can't stay still. Bubbling, effusing, racing, boating, burning with a restless eagerness to conquer the world. Every organism has a central nervous system, the high-voltage, hyperactive mainframe that never sleeps, processes all data, and dictates the pace for every limb and organ. In the Azerbaijani body, the nervous system is the Absheron Peninsula, the nation's energy synaptic core and the neural axis of its wealth. A high-density ecosystem of 3.5 million corpuscles of life where creation, commerce, and culture simmer on the epidermis, pumped by the lives and the livelihoods willed by the endogenous activity below. At the apex of all this geological intensity, the capital was conceived. Baku, like its people, is equal parts elegance and edge, restless yet rooted, cosmopolitan yet unmistakably Azerbaijani. Streets that once carried the generic imprint of traders, scholars, poets, and wanderers today pulse to the rhythm of a confident, stylish, and naturally authentic new generation. Every block bathed in charm and beauty because every urban poem needs its muses. One of the oldest, most universal motifs in human history says civilization was first sculpted from the mud. If that's true, no wonder this magnificent boiling mix of earth, oil, hydrocarbon gases, salty water, and hundreds of minerals gets such a clean bill of health.
Paris of the East, the next Dubai, even Naples of the Caucasus. These are labels and lazy metrics thrown around to try and make sense of Baku's elegance, charm, ambition, tourism and investment potential, and its spirit of multiculturalism and tolerance. The truth is, these analogies, they are not compliments to Baku. They are, however, compliments to Paris, Dubai, or to any city that could only hope to capture a fraction of Baku's magic. The Azerbaijani capital doesn't have to be a sequel or an equivalent to anywhere else. Baku only needs to keep doing what it does best, to be the awesome, vibrant, visually striking, modern Shangri-La it is today. While others are dazed and confused trying to find their voices, Baku is the one setting the levels.
Sustaining such high-octane volume and energy demands a homeostatic, somatic cerebral cortex, an Azerbaijani anatomical marvel fully realized within the integrated neural network of cities that forms the Absheron Peninsula, a high-density gray matter that harbors over 30% of the nation's population, around 3.5 million biological units, packed into just 6.3% of the Azerbaijani body mass. Yet, it's a metabolic core that charges an industrial output ranging between 70 and 90% of the country's total non-oil heavy manufacturing, accounting for up to 75% of the nation's total economic and financial turnover. With a genetic predisposition for energy, innovation, and superlatives, It hosts the highest concentration of mud volcanoes on Earth, and it's the historic site of the world's first industrial oil well and of the USSR's very first electric railway, opened in 1926, connecting Baku with Sabuncu and Surahani. A specimen of raw vitality and deep cultural intellect, the Absheron Peninsula also safeguards the genetic code of history. It is home to two of Azerbaijan's officially inscribed UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Baku's Old City, with the dynastic Shiver Shah's Palace, and the iconic Maiden Tower right in the heart of the capital, and the Gobustan rock art cultural landscape, world famous for its prehistoric petroglyphs and ancient human settlements. Beyond these physical landmarks, the Absheron Peninsula gives architectural form to the 24 Azerbaijani treasures inscribed in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage, forging an organism in constant motion where national identity and high-tech evolution are fused into a single, unbreakable anatomical chain. Before an organism takes physical shape, the stem cells program the genetic sequencing. In the composition of the Absheron Peninsula, this biological blueprint is oil rocks, a full city built on the sea, rising from the open waters of the Caspian, 25 miles from the nearest mainland shore. This architectural and structural marvel is the genomic ancestor of all Absheron urbanism and the historical foundation of the nation's wealth, directly funding a sustainable green future with black gold DNA. The construction of oil rocks was a masterclass in offshore engineering that proved mankind could build and live where nature cold forbidden it, and cemented Azerbaijan's legacy in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's first offshore oil platform. Hirdalan is the peninsula's hypertrophic growth spurt. The administrative center of the Absheron district, this satellite city is the muscle mass stretching its limits to absorb the enormous housing demands of a surging population. It's where the pressure of urban expansion is being surgically reshaped into planned 15-minute neighborhoods, balancing intensive residential clusters with transit-oriented development and vitalizing public green spaces. Where global vascular crossroads intersect, the organism must digest the world. The massive metabolic engine of the Alad Free Economic Zone is Azerbaijan's liver. It takes in the nutrients of international trade, breaks them down into economic energy, and filters them into the national bloodstream. By converting raw logistics into pure economic nutrition, it feeds every other organ in the nation's system. And of course, the metabolism, the visceral processing plant that converts crude energy into high-grade compounds, and does the heavy lifting that makes the rest of the body possible, Sumqayit. Home to the Caucasus Prime Synthesis Lab, the Sumqayit Industrial Park, this is where the lion's share of the country's raw resources is synthesized into modern progress. What was once purely an industrial settlement has evolved into an extraordinary coastal city with a premium standard of living. Expanding by the second, it thrives with modern seaside residential complexes, advanced public services, and a young generation coming of age in a completely reshaped urban environment. Sumqayit is no longer a mere satellite city. It is Baku's vital twin organ driving the development of the nation. At the very core of this metabolic giant lies the Sumqayit Industrial Park. Spreading across 600 hectares, this isn't the rusty machinery of the old Soviet days. It is a state-of-the-art powerhouse. It is the largest industrial complex in the Caucasus, fueled by over 6 billion manas in modern investment. Here, the raw elements of chemistry, metallurgy, and construction are synthesized at a blinding rate exporting competitive power to over 70 countries across the globe under the Made in Azerbaijan genetic marker. A body this vital demands fluid motion, a flowing vascular highway that transports the lifeblood of the Absheron Peninsula. The Baku-Sumqayit railway line is the circulatory loop that hauls the vital cells of workforce, students, citizens, families, and visitors to the heart, Baku, from the limbs and back out, oxygenating the entire system. Running on a surgical schedule, this 30-minute high-velocity pulse of commuters is pumped across the peninsula, fusing municipalities and cities into a singular, interconnected Great Absheron metro area. The rails converge directly into the peninsula's central capillary bed, the 28th of May Central Station, the vital intersection where the high-pressure arteries of the National Railway meet the deep veins of the city's subway system, allowing a constant exchange of life to pulse through the capital. Here, cellular energy is transferred instantly, diving underground, circulating through the metropolitan tissues as it spreads, reaching the sentimental memory hall of Baku's Nizami subway station. Inside, the poetic inherited code comes alive through the stunning mosaic imagery based on Nizami Ganjavi's poems, reminding every migrating cell that travels through these arches that culture and national celebration circulate natively through all Azerbaijani veins. Essential to the blood flow of any organism is a highly tuned respiratory system working in perfect harmony with the muscle that helps the capital breathe and expand the city's diaphragm, the Baku Central Park. A 20-hectare green engine that regulates the urbanite rhythm, pushing fresh air and connectivity through the center of the nation's capital, the Baku Central Park establishes that a metropolis is only as healthy as its ability to breathe and connect. Such a healthy, rich, and sophisticated body can only be cared for by some of the world's greatest doctors. To diagnose how these systems plug into the organism's master plan, we need to consult with the chief surgeon of the city's structure, the specialist monitoring the pulse of the green expansion that allows the capital to catch its breath and thrive as a rhythmic, polycentric masterpiece of a metropolis, Mr. Chagri Karimzadeh, head of the Urban Planning and Architecture Department at the Baku City General Directorate for Architecture and Urban Planning.
His Excellency President Ilham Aliyev declared 2026 the year of urban planning and architecture in Azerbaijan, a decision that reflects his deep understanding of the role modern urban development plays in improving quality of life and shaping strong, forward-looking societies. That vision is rooted in the nation-building course established by our great national leader, His Excellency Heydar Aliyev, under whose leadership Azerbaijan achieved remarkable progress in urban development, architecture, and many other strategic sectors. At the Baku City General Directorate for Architecture and Urban Planning, one principle guides everything we do. Modern cities are not mere collections of buildings and good asphalt streets. Our approach to cities is that they are living, breathing environments where economic dynamics, social life, and people's well-being come together. And this philosophy is at the heart of the Baku Master Plan 2040. It is our long-term strategy designed to ensure sustainable growth, modern infrastructure, smart zoning, and a more human-centered capital. Under the leadership of the State Committee on Urban Planning and Architecture, this vision is being implemented not only in Baku, but across Azerbaijan, and at a speed and scale you won't see anywhere else. The general plan is built around four strategic pillars: sustainable urban development and modern mobility, the revival and expansion of green and natural spaces, the preservation of Baku's architectural and historical identity, and the development of a new urban economy through innovation and new industrial zones. All this contributes to cementing Baku's position as the region's premier tourism and lifestyle destination, with smarter services, expanded housing, greater economic opportunity, highly skilled employment, and a higher standard of living for all residents. Environmental renewal is also central to this vision, restoring polluted lakes for public use, expanding green corridors across the city, and preserving the unique landscape of the Absheron Peninsula. One major project is the 28 May Hybrid Corridor, where former tram lines will be transformed into pedestrian boulevards, bike lanes, and green public spaces, including around the Ganjlik metro area, which will create a more accessible urban environment. Baku is also investing heavily in metro expansion, rail connectivity, dedicated bus corridors, and future tram development as part of its transition toward a more walkable, transit-oriented city. That's why Baku is the ideal host city for the World Urban Forum. Our capital is a success story of people-centered urban planning, and a real example of a city that balances the preservation of heritage, sustainability, innovation, and quality of life. Combined with Baku's ranking as one of the safest cities on the planet, and with our world-class infrastructure and hospitality, it makes our capital the perfect place to host the WUF13 and serve as the platform for such an important dialogue.
To mediate such an essential global conversation, only the most eminent voice box can project loud enough to speak to the world. And Azerbaijan's most powerful larynx is the Baku Olympic Stadium. This magnificent acoustic engine has amplified Azerbaijan's most defining international milestones, from major sporting tournaments to cultural celebrations to global summits. In May 2026, when the world meets again in the capital, the Baku Olympic Stadium's voice will echo across continents as the city hosts the 13th session of the World Urban Forum. AnewZ, as the forum's official media partner and the event's decisive cadence, proudly sounds the call. Welcome to the World Urban Forum. Welcome to Baku. Welcome to Azerbaijan.